Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Vegan Proteins Muscles by Brussels Radio. My name is Danny, and this is episode 153. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome back. We have a totally different kind of episode coming at you today. What we are going to do is we are going to share the goal-setting workshop that happened last night. First of all, plot twist, I got COVID about 48 hours or so before I was supposed to do this workshop that I've been working on. So thank God for 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿. He stepped in and he ran the workshop for me. And of course, he did a wonderful job doing it. But not only did that happen, but we also weren't able to record a podcast episode because I have been so sick. Better than the first time I had COVID, but still unpleasant and has had me mostly horizontal. But I think that the content of this podcast, even by itself in a workshop format, is still going to be very helpful for you guys in terms of sitting down and figuring out what types of goals to set for 2024 and how to make sure that they're the kind of goals that are going to stick. So without further ado, I will let 𝐬𝐿𝐫𝐿 take this away.
This is the perfect time of the year. It's January 8th. I know some people are kind of haters when it comes to New Year's. It's like, oh, I don't need New Year's Day to set a goal. Well, fine. But what goals do you have and what are you setting and how do you do it? For us, for me personally, I feel like this is a nice time of the year to just remind yourself that you do in fact have goals. And this is kind of a cool reminder of that. And for us, it's the perfect time to be like, okay, well, what are you going to do for the next 21 days? And what is that going to do to help you accomplish what you're looking to do throughout the course of this year, regardless of what kind of goals you have already set for yourself or which ones you are looking to set for yourself. So all about how to set goals that stick. All right. So I want to ask you guys a question. How many of you have tried setting a fitness goal or any other kind of goal before or at the beginning of the year? Again, go ahead and type your responses in the comment box there on screen. Don't be shy. I'm more than happy to list all of my goals that I've succeeded at and all of my goals that I'm still failing at. There's no shame here. Everybody, the more support you look for, the more likely you are to go after your goals and really accomplish them. So go ahead and type your responses in the comment box there on your screen. Let's see. Oh, several. Yep. Believe me, I feel it. I totally understand. I have a fear of my own goal that I set, and the accountability of being a coach. And it's like, what if I don't set my goal? How are my clients going to set my goals? How can I tell other people set their goals? Like, there's always that fear of failure one way or another, whether it's to yourself or whether it's to someone else. Okay. Now, how many of you have fully reached those goals that you set? What do you feel like has stopped you in the past? Go ahead and tell Alice and I in the chat. Think about some things that have stopped you from achieving your goals. And please feel free to share your goals. I'm all eyes and all ears. And we're going to be having consistency. Yep. Consistency stops you. That's a big one. That's a really big one. Once you have a good thing going, you think it's going to continue. It's not perfect. Oh my gosh. Yeah. If I had a penny for every single time perfectionism stopped me, and then I just try to justify it by saying perfectionism is where it's at, I would be filthy rich. Unwillingness. Yeah. These are beautiful. Please keep them coming in, and I'm going to keep going over here. I absolutely love this. You are not alone. As you can see here very clearly, I'm pointing, you can't see my other screen, but that is exactly where my chat box is. And I'm reading these one after another. And this is beautiful. See, we're in this together. In fact, 25% of people actually abandon their New Year's resolutions after just 1 week. 1 week. For the people that manage to push past that week, 60% quit within 6 months. There is actually an unwritten holiday in the coaching world, and that is January 19th, Quitter's Day. Now, I know many of you had typed in that you've tried setting weight loss, fitness goals before. Well, check this out. Lack of a solid goal. Oh my gosh. The amount of times that you were afraid to say what you actually want, and then to realize you can't go after it, and to find a way to go after it. The amount that can hold you back is crazy. And then you wind up not doing it anyway. So kudos to you, David, for saying that, because I definitely understand where you're coming from 110%. Only 5% of people that lose weight on a diet are able to keep it off. That means that 95% actually regain it. And a lot of people actually gain more than they lost in the first place. This next statistic crushes me every time I read it. Even after a heart attack, only 14% of patients make any lasting changes around eating or exercise. How incredible is that? After having a heart attack, it isn't even enough to successfully make lasting changes. And I don't believe it's from a lack of motivation, but rather an inability to set goals in a way that makes them achievable. It's a skill not many people know, and that is exactly why I'm here with you today, to help show you what you need to do to make your goals stick so you can make impactful and lasting changes in your life. This is exactly where we start with all of our members and why they are able to be successful, because we guide them through the process of properly setting goals. We help them gain clarity and direction for where they want to go with their fitness and more. Once we have clarity, we can then map out exactly what it is we need to do. Once you have that clarity and direction, it is much easier to know the steps needed to achieve that goal. Otherwise, we just drift along hoping that something that we're doing will get us where we are trying to get to. Well, I'm here to help you stop drifting and start taking action. That being said, I want you to know that you are in the right place if you've been working on the same goal or resolution year after year with little to no progress. Remember that stat from before. The average person makes the same resolution 10 separate times without success. So if you're still working on it, don't worry. All is not lost. You are in the right place if you typically start out strong working towards your goals to only find your progress slams headfirst into a wall once life throws something at you. And we all know it will. And I want you to know that you're in the right place if you're tired of trying to lose the same weight or build the same muscle or meal prep consistently or decrease your screen time, make time for relationships, etc. over and over again. That you're ready to say enough is enough and be ready to be 100% committed to it and you. So, like I mentioned before, my name is 𝐶𝐿 Marchese, and for those of you that don't know me, I am the co-owner of VeganProteins. We were the first and only online vegan coaching company. We're still doing this. We care even that much, if not even more, about the people that we have worked with over the years today, as we did from day one when we opened our doors. For us, it matters. Clients and members and everyone who's come to work with us in the past and who's still working with us knows how personal it is for us. You'll see them out there volunteering with us at fitness expos. You'll see them competing alongside us or competing on our strength team, the Vegan Strong Plant Build team. You'll see us hanging out and going to dinners together. You'll see us hanging out and chatting it up all over the place, not just privately, but publicly. It's personal for us. We really care about the people that we work with, and we want to be in their lives. And that's how we've discovered we're able to change their lives and get them the results they're looking for. They get that kind of support when they work with us. For us, it's about their lifestyle. And that's why what we do is also our lifestyle with the Vegan Proteins. And we've coached all kinds of people. Okay, so I want to go over a little more of what you are going to learn today. we are going to discuss one strategy that makes you 42% more likely to accomplish your goals. We're going to cover how to proof your goals so you can finally check them off your list. We're going to make sure you know the simple goal setting principle that will help you stop procrastinating and to start taking the most important actions and steps you need to take to start accomplishing the things that matter the most to you. Alice, we're lucky to have, for those of you that don't know, Alice had taken a challenge with us, and she was one of she had she wound up having the best results out of the whole group for one of our group challenges. And now she's a co-chair. Again, like, it really is that personal for us. And she's competing soon in a couple weeks, I believe. Early February, right?
February 3rd.
You go. I'm rooting for you.
Can't wait.
Likewise. Okay. So, and we will be tabling together in LA at a fitness expo on the 25th. So if you're in the LA area, see, just like that, like, come on out and visit us. We'll be at the LA Fit Expo, and we would love to hang out with you after the expo too, if you're interested. Okay, let's get back to the presentation here. A goal properly set is halfway reached. This is why goal setting is so important. You can have the best intentions, but without the right plan, you are destined to fail. Whenever I do a webinar, I always like to ask the audience, how many people believe in the power of written goals? And virtually every hand shoots up. I'm assuming there are some hands here that want to reach up too. There we go. Right on, Clay. Yet, when I ask how many of you have written goals for this year, very few hands go up. That's not going to be the case today, right? This is so surprising to me, given the fact that most people know intuitively, and research has proven that those who write their goals down accomplish significantly more than those who don't write their goals down. This is much like anything else that we know to be good for us, but that we fail to take action on. We know our lives would be better and that we would live longer if we were to take exercise and healthy eating seriously. We think our relationships would be better if we take time to spend with our loved ones without the distraction of devices. See, so it's not just like fitness specific goals. It's not just about getting to the gym and eating a certain way. The evidence is overwhelming that people that set goals are happier, they live longer, and they make more money, but very few people actually do it. Now, hopefully, we have an audience full of high achievers that are listening now that do set goals. And if any of our members are listening, hopefully you're thinking to yourself, wow, I'm so psyched 𝐬𝐿 makes me write down my goals. Okay, here we go. We're going to cover the 5 strategies to make sure accomplishing your goals is something that becomes your new normal. People get excited about goals. They see the potential and they think, boy, this can really help me get healthier and fitter, or this could really help my marriage, or this is really going to help me progress in my career. The list goes on and on. And so they write down like 100 goals. But problem with a list like that, if you're going to be successful with goal setting, you've got to keep them few in number. And I recommend no more than 12. Just like you can see in your workbook. And if you haven't gone through it yet, go through it. That workbook is gold. And I definitely want you to fill that out. It's going to help you out so much. More than that, and you cannot stay focused, you feel overwhelmed. You might feel energetic at first, but it's not how you feel at first that is going to carry you through. It's your commitment to those goals that are most important to you. Keep your goals few in number, 12 goals for the year. These should not all be fitness body weight goals either. This should be balanced throughout your life too. And like I was saying earlier, other goals, you should have work goals. Think about what you want to do at work, not just productivity. What is your work culture like? How do you feel in your environment at work, for example? What is some specific project that you can do differently other than the way that it's tasked out? all kinds of things that you could think about that are personal to you as far as work goals are concerned. Think about it. Personal goals, same thing. Surely there's something else. Is there a hobby that you want to take up? Is there somewhere that you've been meaning to get to or something that you've been looking to do? Is there something that is just for you, outside of your relationships with everyone, outside of like your own goals that have to do with your body or being stronger or having more energy? What are your personal goals? Think about those too. Self-care goals are huge. Again, keep them few in number and make sure you are focused on those that are most important to you. Like getting some body work or doing some mobility work on your own, taking up some meditation, journaling, all kinds of self-care goals. There's all kinds of things that you can do to balance yourself, to take care of yourself while still working towards some really difficult and challenging things, I promise. It helps you write them down too. That's what today's all about. Make them smarter. Now, I'm sure we've all heard of the goal setting acronym of setting SMART goals. We will take it a step further in setting smarter goals. I got this from Michael Hyatt and loved how much more dialed in it allows you to get. Specific goals. You have to identify exactly what it is that you want to accomplish with as much specificity as possible. Here's an example of a bad goal. I want to lose weight. Now, this is more of an aspiration than anything. And let's be honest, there's likely 90% of the population that would easily say they want to lose weight. But again, this is not specific enough to be a goal yet. Now, if you were to say, I want to lose 10 pounds of fat, that is much more specific and well on its way to being a good goal. Measurable. Now, the M stands for your goals needing to be measurable. The old saying says that you can't manage what you don't measure. So you want a goal that is measurable so you know when you've achieved it and can check it off. So a bad goal might be, I want to earn more money this year. Not very specific, nor does it really have something we can measure to the extent of knowing if we reached it or not. A better way to say that would be, I want to make $5,000 more this year than last. This makes it both specific and measurable, since you will know when you've reached that amount. You have to have that line where you know whether you've won or lost, or how will you know what you've done so far measures up. Another good example of this would be, I want to reduce my body fat to 22% by the end of the year. And you see the difference between small goals, like saying I want to lose 10 pounds versus I'm going to lose 10 pounds of body fat, look a certain way, I'm going to do it in a certain amount of time. You want to get really measured about those goals, as an example. Actionable. Every goal should begin with an action verb, like quit, run, finish, eliminate, etc., rather than to be a verb. A bad example would be, I want to be more consistent with working out. Now, a good example would be, I want to work out 3 times per week, or I want to have 1 date night a week with my spouse. Those are actionable. Realistic. Now, here is where you have to be careful. When I say realistic, I am not saying that they should be within your comfort zone. They actually should be in your discomfort zone, not in your delusional zone, but in your discomfort zone. You've got 3 different zones: your comfort zone, your discomfort zone, and then your delusional zone. One giant thing to always remember is that change happens in your discomfort zone. That's Xander, aptly named after Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which if you have not watched that series yet, please do. It's good. It's a real good one. So here would be a bad example of what might be an unrealistic goal for me. I am going to qualify for the Boston Marathon Tour this year. Now, I'm not a good runner, but even if I was decent at running, this would be very unrealistic, and I would just be setting myself up for failure. Now, a good example would be, I want to run a marathon this year. This is still outside of my comfort zone. You still want to push yourself, but you don't want to have a goal that is going to be very easy for you to achieve because it won't have the same meaning or significance. Time bound, like I was mentioning earlier, I skipped ahead. Every goal needs a date associated with it. This is the difference between having an aspiration and having a goal. If it doesn't have a date, it isn't a goal. It's just an aspiration. The great thing about a deadline is that it creates urgency and it drives action. Bad example would be to say, I want to lose 20 pounds, but if you were to say, I want to lose 20 pounds by June 1st, this completely changes things. Deadlines are really, really powerful, especially when it comes to goal setting. An important thing to consider with deadlines, with goals, is to make sure that all of your goals don't have the same deadline, because then you'll get a good way through the year, letting yourself off the hook, and you hit the panic button, or just completely blow them off. And here we add into it, right? It's got to be exciting. It has to be compelling. It can't be something that is so incremental or something that someone else wants you to do. It has to be something that is exciting to you personally. So a personal example of something that would be compelling to me is traveling to Europe this year. Now that's exciting to me. I can't wait to do that again. I did accomplish that goal, by the way, last year. And your goals have to have excitement to you, because that's the juice that's going to carry you through when you want to quit. Relevant. Your goals have to be relevant to where you are in life. So for me, I spend an hour in the gym every single day because I'm a fitness professional, and it's literally part of my job to stay in shape. I'm in a place where I can afford the time for that. In fact, I can't afford the time not to stay in shape, and it is relevant to where I am in life. For you, you might have a full-time job, 3 kids, etc. So 7 days a week may not be relevant to where you are in your life at this moment. So you can't measure your goals by someone else's. We need to take a step back and let ourselves off the hook, and to be honest with what is relevant to your season of life. Sometimes we can be so idealistic that we have the mentality that will sell for nothing but the best or nothing at all. And we often end up doing nothing. So it is really important to be honest and know if this is going to be relevant, or do I have to do something less ambitious right now, given where I am? Write down your goals. I know I already mentioned this, but very few people do this. There is incredible power in just writing your goal down. It's almost like you're taking the first step in your intention towards bringing that goal into reality. When you write those goals down, it's almost like your subconscious mind is looking for ways to make the things happen. But if you just think them, they just tend to come and go. It's as much more powerful experience when you write them down. It's like your brain says, look, if you don't have enough effort to write these down, we're not going to take them seriously. It's true. In fact, there was research done by Dominican University by Dr. Gail Matthews, and she studied a group of those that did write their goals down and a group that didn't, and those that did write down their goals. She found out if you just write down your goals and do nothing else, that it increases the likelihood of achieving that goal by 42%. Makes a big difference. So why wouldn't you write them down? Write your goals down. Some people think that it is important to write them out with pen and paper, and some like to just type them on the computer. But there is some research that shows that there may be more value in going old school and physically writing them down. The argument is that when you physically write them, that you are actively more engaged, and then you are therefore more aware of what it is that you are putting down. Okay, strategy. Review them frequently. This is by far the #1 reason that most people don't achieve their goals. And I am completely guilty of this. By not looking at them frequently, you forget the importance of the goals that you set, and you get caught up in life and you lose focus, and everything else is going to grab your attention and pull you astray. Now, something that I've gone ahead and done in the past is printing out my goals and laminating them so that I can keep them at my desk, in my wallet, on my bedside table, stuck them to my bathroom mirror, or even in my underwear drawer if I didn't want anyone to see them. This way, I can read them frequently and keep them at the front of my mind. I actually have even taken it a step further and created a screensaver for my iPhone that has them on there. So I now see them and I read them many, many times throughout the day. A diagnostic question that we often ask our members is, when was the last time you reviewed your goals? Are you reviewing them infrequently? Now, I recommend that at least for the first few months after you set your goals, that you review them daily. This keeps them present to you, and after that, try to review them at least once a week. You can then ask yourself, what actions can I take this week to make progress towards this goal? Share them selectively. This is an interesting one. You share them selectively, right? In the past, I used to share my goals with anyone that would listen and that everyone would hold me accountable. I thought that the more people I told, the more motivation I would have, because I wouldn't want other people to know I hadn't reached the goal I set out to achieve. But then I heard this great talk. It was a TED Talk by Derek Sivers, and he talked about the follies about sharing your goals publicly. He said, when that happens in your brain, it's that your brain thinks you have already accomplished your goals. In other words, you get the same psychological satisfaction as if you had actually accomplished your goal. Now, if you share your goals selectively with people that will help support you, no negative naysayers here, and with people that will hold you accountable, it is more important to have someone that you feel safe in sharing those goals with. It could be a spouse, friend, maybe a boss or business partner or a coach, someone that is going to be sympathetic, but to also call you out if you start making excuses, not to nag, but to help keep you aligned with your goals, someone to help keep you encouraged. All right, now just to recap. Let's go over the 5 strategies to crush your goals. Don't set too many goals, no more than 10 preferably. Make them smarter, specific, measurable, actionable, realistic, timely, exciting, and relevant. Write them down, review them frequently, share them selectively. All right, how do we apply what we've learned today? Why should we set goals? Why is it so important? And why should we do this right now? One thing to consider is it takes less time than you think. It also pays huge dividends for such a small investment. To me, navigating life without goals is like piloting a ship without a rudder. How do you get through life? How do you know where you're going? Many people I know end up at destinations that they didn't choose because they just drifted into that life. Also, the joy and satisfaction of accomplishing the things that are most important to you are at stake. If you really want to achieve goals that matter, if you want to get to the end of your life with few regrets, if you want to look back with fulfillment and think, wow, I really accomplished some great things, you need to set goals. And that's where it starts, and that's where it's easy. Now, taking it even beyond just your goals, this is an amazing activity to get into with your children, if you have them. One thing that you might have realized is just how much your behavior shapes their behavior. Having goals and talking about goals in an open environment is so important in shaping kids in terms of encouraging them to think forward and work on improving themselves and make progress. The more you can get into a habit of setting goals and reviewing goals and making progress towards those goals, not only benefits you, but it has tremendous ripple effect on the youngins in your family. So just to show you some big goals, Kim did this. We started out by dialing in exactly what it is she wanted to achieve, and then we set the necessary steps to get to her goal. She came to me and said, I want to be a competitive bodybuilder. With that end goal in mind, we started to set out the timeline that would be possible. It took about 18 months, right? That was the goal. That was a timeline. And we worked backwards from there. She changed everything, but not all overnight. We worked together towards her goal and then made sure to hold her accountable to all the habits that needed to be established to make it happen, just like we discussed here today. So, you see how powerful goal setting can be for your results when done the right way? I really want you to remember that nothing that I've gone over with you today is theory. This is exactly what we do each and every day with our members, and a huge part of why they do so well. So I'm not exactly sure why you showed up here today, but I bet I can guess. You're sick and tired of trying to get in shape, feel healthier, be more energized, build muscle, or lose weight over and over again. You know you're capable of more, that you want to reach your true potential, but it feels like the cards are stacked against you. You have 1,000,001 things to do, and you don't know how you're ever going to be able to put yourself first. And maybe you just want to be told exactly what to do and how to do it so you can reach your goals and see real results in your fat loss efforts, to get more muscle tone, fit into those smaller clothes that are sitting in the back of your closet, or to just plain feel better. Now, I'm sure you're saying, all right, Giacomo, how do I do this for myself so I can start making progress quickly and easily? You have a few options. You can go the complicated route, or you can directly reach out for support. Find your community, find your tribe, seek out one-on-one direct support from one of the 4 coaches here that would love to lay out and strategize everything with you. We have not actively been taking on one-on-one clients for quite some time now, for about a year. But right now we have a handful of spots. So if any of you are interested in that level of support where you literally have one of us and it is that personal, like I was talking about in the beginning, go ahead and send an inquiry, and I'll literally take a half an hour with you. And I'll also drop my calendar right here in the chat, and you can just book a call with me. And the second I see you book a call, I'll get with you like within 12 hours and I'll be like, okay, well, I'll give you a little questionnaire. I'll ask a couple of questions, and then the conversation can literally be all about you. What are your goals? How long will it take to get there? What are you not doing right now? Why do you want to do it? Everything. You get a taste of what coaching looks like without even working with a coach. And you literally are taking a half an hour just for you. Simple as that with me. And I'm going to take it one step further. Do me a favor, Allison, please also give them my cell. You have that, right? Yeah. So if you don't see any availability, or if it's just stressful to you to like look at another screen with another booking without speaking to somebody, just text me. I'm old school like that. Go ahead and just text me right now. I'll get to you tonight. I will. Worst case scenario tomorrow morning, but probably tonight, and just be like, hey, Giacomo, like let's hang out for half an hour. Let's talk about what I want to do. And I'll make time for you. As long as I don't have Monday through Sunday, it means that much to me that you took the time and you're that interested in being like, okay, I've had it. I want to reach out and do something for myself right now. I will be there for you. As long as I don't have something on my calendar, I will show up and I will be there, and we can talk it over, and you can see all about what it looks like to work with us one-on-one. I'll tell you more about who we are, our systems experience, and most important of all, we'll learn more about you and your goals. So that's one option. Just like that, simple and strategic. I know which one I'd pick. I'd pick that one. Also, to help you reach those goals, I am super excited to introduce you to, drumroll please, our 12-week Vegan Proteins Fat Loss Challenge. So we also have a group challenge, right? And this, just like the one that Alice was in, and now she's here. So imagine the possibilities. I'm not exaggerating. You never know. We are so excited about the revamping of this course. It's actually going to start on February 5th. But we have an intro week that starts on January 28th, very soon, right around the corner. We want to have a full week to set up for anyone who's interested in this challenge. And we do not run these challenges often, once, maybe twice a year at most. This particular 12-week fat loss challenge coming up is the most efficient and effective way to get incredible fat loss results in a sustainable way, while also getting energy and confidence and the knowledge to maintain your results. We are so proud of this program. We have had so many people have outstanding results with it, and we have revamped and improved it, and we're running it as a group because people are even more inspired together. So in the program, you get 12 weeks of progressive strength training workouts for either the gym or at home. You'll also get custom calculated macros by us, personally based on a full assessment of your goals, your lifestyle things you've tried in the past, et cetera, et cetera. So I remember when I talked about how online calculators are bunk because they don't take you into account. Well, you don't have to worry about that with this course because we're doing it personally for you. One of the many things that sets this program apart from any other program that I've seen is that there are 90 educational video lessons dripped out over the 12 weeks. These video lessons are absolutely gold because not only are there tips and tricks in there to help you make your fat loss journey easier, but they also explain why things are set up in the way that they are. So when the program ends, you still have all of this knowledge so you can carry on with the habits that help you get to your goal so you can maintain them forever. And it also helps you to be scam proof in the future. Never again will you see some scamming program promising to lose 10 pounds of belly fat in 8 hours or whatever. You won't fall for it ever again because you will understand the basics of nutrition, how it works, how your body works, what it takes to lose body fat, what it takes to build muscle. You will know this stuff forever and you will be unscammable. You'll also get monthly check-ins, so every month you'll be prompted to update your picture and your measurements. And I will be going over everything to make sure that you are making the progress you should be making and see how those things are going for you and make tweaks to your nutrition as necessary to make sure you keep moving in the right direction. And you'll also have access to all of our macro-friendly recipes and our online meal planner. So note, this program does not come with a meal plan. And I hope in this presentation, I've made it very clear why we don't just do one-off meal plans for people. They're not sustainable. They can lead to eating disorders. They help to demonize certain foods. We are not into them. We're into teaching you how to build your own meal plan to help you where you want to go. You'll also have access to bi-weekly live Zoom coaching calls. This is one of my favorite things about our community is that we meet up on Zoom every week, actually, every other week at the least. And you get to connect with other people. And obviously myself or Danny or Athena or Alice and ask us questions and get them answered live in real time. Christina helps a lot too, and she'll be there for support the entire way. These calls are so powerful for the people who show up to them. We try to stagger the times to make sure more people can come to more of them. And if you can't make it, they're always recorded and emailed out to everybody afterwards. You also have access to our private community of amazing, like-minded people. And as a bonus, one person in this group challenge who we believe changes their life the most in 12 weeks will win 3 months of one-on-one coaching with either myself, Athena, whomever you pick, really. You get to choose. So this isn't based on weight loss. We would never just reward somebody for just dropping pounds on the scale, but it will be for the person who transforms their physique, their mindset in their life the most in 12 weeks. Anybody who knows us knows that we have only about 20 one-on-one clients each at any point in time. So getting 3 months of free one-on-one coaching is actually pretty awesome. And it has the potential to be totally life-changing for whomever wins it. So the way you get results is a lot of what we outlined in the workshop today and so much more. You'll have progressive strength training workouts, which is something we didn't even touch upon in this workshop, but it makes a huge difference in whether or not you lose just weight or you lose body fat. And these are adaptable for either the home or the gym. You get those educational videos, so you get to learn why we do things the way we do, so that you can replicate the results for the rest of your life. You'll have an easy way to track all of your progress in our handy little app. You'll have custom macros calculated by myself and personal check-ins by myself and the whole team here. So there's nothing cookie cutter about the nutritionist program. You'll have accountability in both your check-ins and or bi-weekly and weekly live team calls. And there's always some surprise content coming up in our private communities as well. One huge mistake that I see people making on any kind of a fitness journey is that they work out without any kind of a plan. And then they're scratching their head, wondering why they're not getting the results that they want. In the 12-week fat loss challenge, there's no guesswork. And the plan is laid out every single day. Again, your custom calculated macros also sets us apart from other programs where you are just plugging in stats into a calculator and hoping for the best. Your coaches will be vegan. Yes, we understand the vegan lifestyle. We will never try to convince you to drink whey protein or eat egg whites in order to reach your goals. Personal check-ins equal accountability. Every 4 weeks, you're going to get feedback on your progress and updates to your nutrition as needed in order to make sure you're making as much progress as possible. And someone just messaged me privately, but to say it out loud to everyone, there's the 30-minute call with me. There is absolutely no cost for that. That is you looking to make an investment of yourself into one-on-one coaching. And if that is something you're genuinely serious and interested about, you have 30 minutes. You make that time for yourself, and I'm there with you. There's absolutely no cost for the call whatsoever. It is just to find out if it's something you're actually looking for and learn more about it. If you're serious about it, go for it, and I'll be here for you. No questions asked. You'll be starting with a group of people who are all on the same journey. And this is different than what we've done in the past. We usually run this challenge as anybody could sign up at any time and do it kind of situation. But one time we ran it as a group challenge. And upon reflection, we realized that was the most successful group of people that we've had to go through the fat loss challenge. So from now on, we will be running it only as a group. That means you can't start whenever you feel like it. You have to start with the group. And this is going to lead to so much more connection, motivation, inspiration, and better conversations in our private community as people go through it together. And again, one hard-working winner is going to get 3 months of one-on-one coaching. If you utilize it properly, it can absolutely change your life. There is nothing that compares to one-on-one coaching. This program is out of this world, the best fat loss program I have ever seen, but still nothing compares to one-on-one coaching. What you will accomplish, you're going to gain control of your fat loss once and for all. You're going to learn how to manage your nutrition in a balanced and sustainable way. You're going to learn how and why we handle fat loss the way that we do so that you can maintain the results long-term. And you're going to regain your energy and your confidence. Okay, so are you ready to get the body you want using a proven transformation system? How much does this cost? Our group challenge coming up? Our early bird offer for today is $547 for the 12-week program. So think about this, really. $42 a week, including the bonus setup week, which is ridiculous for the amount that this course entails. Back when I was personal training at a gym 20 years ago, someone had to pay double like that just to work with me for an hour. You're getting 4 coaches, everything that I'm talking about and more. I'll go over the detail as well. And with the sign up link, you could see even more of I don't want to sit here and talk about all the detail. It truly is the experience, but you are getting a lot for this challenge. I promise you that. not sound like an infomercial, but it's like literally the price of a takeout coffee every day. And it has the power to change your whole outlook on fitness and nutrition. You get great results in 12 weeks, can kick off a domino effect that can last forever if you let it. And as a bonus, if you sign up in the next 24 hours, I'll send you a care package with tons of goodies and a signed copy of Danny's best-selling Flexible Dieting for Vegans book that has changed the lives of thousands. The total value of this program is over $5,000. And we have had many business coaches tell us that we're stupid for selling this challenge at this price. When you look at the breakdown here, you can see where all of this value comes from. We do one-time macro calculations and check-ins at VeganProteins. And just one of those alone is $250. And you're getting it done 4 times. That doesn't even include the workouts, the check-ins, the live calls, the recipes, and obviously our community. And it's a strong community, I promise you. Doesn't even count the winner who's going to get 3 months of one-on-one coaching, which is normally $1,850. Just a reminder that we only work with clients who are ready to change and take responsibility for their own efforts, who are motivated, and who are coachable. So if this is you, you're our person. If you're not ready to radically change your life, this program may not be for you. So here's what happens next. Alice has that link in the chat right here for you to sign up. You click the link, you sign up for the program, and that's it. You'll have reserved a spot. You'll likely hear from me a lot sooner than the week leading up to February 5th, which is when we really get into the nitty-gritty of the details. I'll probably send you the welcome video message just like that. One of us will, a warm welcome the second you sign up, like as soon as possible. And we want you to feel welcome and a part of this from day one. The second that you commit to yourself like that, we're committing to you. We are right there by your side, that kind of support. And then on January 28th, you enter intro week, and that's when we start asking for pictures and measurements and your questionnaire, and we keep you accountable, and we look for that stuff. We're like, come on, let's get this stuff. Like, let's get going. Like, you're motivated. We are literally there with you, cheering you on to do this thing. And getting there is the hardest part. It gets a little harder than that before it gets easy, but we're going to be with you every step of the way through. And then at that point, we set you up with your macros. And then come February 5th, everyone starts together at the same exact time, and it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited to welcome this new group of people and guide you along this journey. So, and before I open up for questions, just to let you know, the price does go up. And then, but you get the early bird price now, and you get a chance to get started and get a head start. And obviously, there has to be questions. Yes, the pictures can absolutely, we are sticklers for privacy, absolute sticklers. Not a single person gets their information shared without us explicitly asking for their consent. We're not shy about asking. We're like, hey, look, like your results are incredible. Can you share this? And some people will say yes, and some people will say no. You're not gonna see your picture somewhere randomly on the internet. We are not those people. We value your privacy, Ben, I promise. And that too, just like Alice said, and we mean it. Your pictures are between you and your coach. We don't share those between other coaches as well, especially like when it's a one-on-one kind of thing. Anyways, I'm going to cut out for now. Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully some of you are signing up right now. Happy to answer any questions you have. We'll all be here for you. Thank you so much for coming to this workshop. This was awesome. Very happy with this turnout. Glad we got a chance to answer some questions, and I hope that you took a lot home from this workshop, and I look forward to seeing you in the upcoming 12-week Fat Loss Challenge. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Dave.